Join me as I take on the ultimate challenge of making the most insane leap of faith onto water. Let's see if I can stick the landing. This story is actually about Peter, one of Jesus' 12 apostles, who took a bold leap of faith by walking on water, which significantly showcases bravery and belief. Peter was faced with an enormous challenge when he decided to step out of the boat and onto the water. His doubts and fears were evident as he looked at the waves and felt the wind blowing against him. He had to deal with the uncertainty of the outcome, which made him question his ability to trust Jesus. The water was rough, and the boat was being tossed about, making it even more difficult for Peter to take the leap. Peter's fear of drowning and his lack of faith in his own abilities made him hesitant to take the first step. As he stood at the edge of the boat, he couldn't help but think about all the things that could go wrong, and his mind was filled with negative thoughts. He thought about how he had seen Jesus perform many miracles, but walking on water was something entirely different. Peter's relationship with Jesus was strong, but he still had his doubts, and this challenge was going to test his faith like never before. Peter was a simple fisherman from Galilee, and his background didn't exactly prepare him for this kind of challenge. He had grown up hearing stories about God and the prophets, but he never thought he would be the one to experience a miracle firsthand. His relationship with Jesus had changed him, and he had become one of his most devoted followers. Peter had seen Jesus perform many miracles, and he had faith in his abilities, but this was different. This was about trusting Jesus with his own life. Peter's faith had been growing steadily, and he had become more confident in his beliefs, but this challenge was going to push him to his limits. He had to trust Jesus completely, without any doubts or fears, and that's exactly what he did when he finally took the leap of faith. The moment Peter stepped out of the boat and onto the water was a moment of pure faith, and it's a moment that will be etched in history forever. The emotions that Peter felt as he walked on water were indescribable, a mix of fear, excitement, and pure joy. He felt Jesus' hand guiding him, and he knew that he was not alone. The miraculous outcome of Peter's leap of faith was that he was able to walk on water, defying all logic and reason. He was able to experience something that no one else had ever experienced, and it changed him forever. As Peter walked towards Jesus, he felt an overwhelming sense of peace and tranquility, and he knew that he had made the right decision. The wind and the waves were still rough, but Peter was no longer afraid. He was filled with faith and trust in Jesus. Peter's leap of faith was a testament to the power of trust and belief, and it's a lesson that we can all learn from. The lessons learned from Peter's experience are invaluable, and they can be applied to our everyday lives. We must have faith and trust in a higher power to overcome challenges. If you've got a story about a time when you had to take a leap of faith, share it with me in the comments below, and don't forget to check out another inspirational video on my channel.